So you're standing in the plumbing aisle, staring at this giant wall of shiny copper, and you're just completely lost. Hey, you're not alone. Picking the right pipe here in South Africa isn't just about getting the right size. It's about safety, it's about compliance, and honestly, it's about your peace of mind. In this explainer, we're going to demystify all of it. Let's jump in. Let's paint a picture. It's Saturday morning, you're at your local hardware store. You're faced with this, just a dizzying array of copper pipes and brass fittings. To the untrained eye, they all look pretty much the same, right? But grabbing the wrong one, well, that could be the difference between a job you're proud of and a total costly disaster. We're going to make sure you get it right. And believe me, this isn't just about a little leaky tap. We're talking about the kind of mistake that could flood your house, get your whole renovation shut down by a municipal inspector, or even get your insurance claim denied. So getting this right from the very beginning isn't just a good idea, it is absolutely crucial. All right, so what's the game plan? First, we're going to get a handle on pipe size and hardness. Then, we'll settle the great debate, capillary versus compression fittings. After that, we are going to crack the code on all those weird labels, understand the super important SABS rules, and then we'll wrap it all up with a foolproof checklist. Okay, let's start with the absolute basics, the pipe itself. When you boil it all down, there are really only two things you need to worry about. Its size and how flexible it is, which in the plumbing world, they call its temper. Here in South Africa, you're going to run into three main sizes. That skinny 15mm pipe, yeah, that's what's feeding the water to your bathroom sink and toilet. The thicker 22mm pipe, that's kind of like the main artery, feeding your geyser or bringing water into the house. And that big 28mm pipe, that's for some serious water flow, like what you find in a commercial building. And here's a key tip. That measurement is always the outside diameter, or OD. That's so your fittings can slide right on. Now, you're going to see SANS 460 stamped on the pipes. Don't get hung up on that. It's just the boring manufacturing standard. The real secret, the part you need to pay attention to, is the little number that comes after the slash. It has nothing to do with quality. It's all about how easy the pipe is to bend. Think of this as your cheat sheet. That 460/0, or hard drawn, is totally rigid. It's ramrod straight. It's perfect for those really neat, clean-looking exposed pipes. Then you've got 460/1, or half hard. This is your workhorse, your go-to for most jobs around the house, because it has just a little bit of give. And finally, 460/2, the annealed stuff. This stuff is so soft you can practically bend it by hand. It's a lifesaver for snaking pipes through really tight, awkward spaces. So you've got the right pipe, you've got the right flexibility. Fantastic. Now, how do you actually connect all the pieces? This is a huge decision, and it comes down to two totally different ways of doing things. First up, we have capillary fittings. Now, this is what the pros use. It involves heating up the joint with a blowtorch and feeding in solder, which gets sucked into the gap and creates this incredibly strong, permanent bond. If that pipe is going to be hidden inside a wall, this is really the only way you should do it. And then you have compression fittings. Totally different game. No fire, no solder, no fuss. You just slide a nut and this tiny little brass ring, they call it an olive, over the pipe, and then you just tighten it down with a spanner. The nut squashes that olive onto the pipe and creates a perfect watertight seal. It is a complete game changer for quick repairs and DIY projects. So what's the bottom line here? It's pretty simple. Think of capillary fittings as being for keeps. They're for permanent installations, hidden away where they need to last forever. Compression fittings, on the other hand, are all about convenience. They're for jobs where you can see the pipe and you might need to take it apart again someday. In fact, here's the one rule you really need to remember. If you're going to bury it in a wall and never see it again, you solder it. If it's out in the open, a compression fitting will work just fine. Easy. All right, now for the really fun part, cracking the code. You see all those letters on the fittings in the store? They're not just random. It's like a secret language, and once you know it, you are going to feel like a total pro. Honestly, it all comes down to just three main codes. You've got C for capillary, that's your solder fitting. MI for male iron, which is a thread that screws into something, and FI for female iron, which is a thread that something screws onto. And don't let the word iron fool you, pretty much all of these are made of brass these days. And this is where it all just clicks. A C by C fitting, that just joins two copper pipes together. Simple. A C by MI connects a copper pipe to something with a thread, like the back of a tap. And a C by FI is what you'd use to hook up, say, a water pump. See? You're already speaking the language. Okay, let's get serious for a second. This next part is, well, it's non-negotiable.
We're talking about SABS, the South African Bureau of Standards, and I need you to understand why ignoring their stamp of approval is a massive, massive mistake.
So here's the deal. If it's a permanent job, a new building, a geyser installation, or anything that's going to be hidden inside a wall or floor, it has to be SABS approved. There are no exceptions. If you ever want to get that all-important Plumbing Certificate of Compliance, or COC, you have to use the right stuff.
And why are the rules so strict? Because the people who sign off on your building plans, and more importantly, the insurance company that's supposed to pay out if something goes wrong, they demand it. If you use non-compliant materials, you are basically giving them a golden ticket to reject your claim.
So here's a super simple test for you. Ask yourself, is this pipe going to be hidden, permanent, or is it part of an insured property? If the answer to any of those is yes, then you absolutely need that SABS stamp of approval. It really is that simple.
I know, we've covered a lot of ground. So let's boil it all down into one simple checklist that you can literally pull up on your phone the next time you're at the hardware store.
And here it is, your 5 simple steps to getting it right every single time. Number 1, match your pipe size exactly. 2, pick the right temper, the right hardness for the job. 3, use capillary fittings, the solder ones, for anything permanent. 4, use compression fittings for repairs and visible work. And 5, always use SABS approved products when compliance matters. And just like that, you've got this. Now you're ready to tackle that next project with confidence.